Hello everybody, it's Andy and Rhoda. We just wanted to send a little message to say hello to you. We cannot wait, and we're really hoping and praying that in 2021 we'll get to see more of you in person. But for such a time as this, we just want to press into this reality that Jesus is alive, that he hasn't gone anywhere, that he continues to work in us, through us. And there has been many, many stories, you guys, that even in the midst of the heartbreak, in the midst of these hard times over 2020, that the Father has been at work in hearts in our community, where he has been strengthening us, where he's been bringing resilience to us, where he's been creating us as greater rooted people, and preparing us in this season in really beautiful ways. And he's also been leading us towards helping the community in some phenomenal ways. We've given away thousands of bags of courage this year, which has just been incredible. Space to Talk has been something that has just been such a beautiful space. And you know, we've always said as a community that the big is in the small, the big is in the small, in these tiny conversations we think we're having. These are bringing hope and keeping hope alive in our city. And so we just want to encourage you guys just to keep pressing into hope. We're going to release Neville's talk from Sunday, which was centered around hope. That's going to go onto the website today for you to catch up on. And we're excited to gather around hope, peace, joy and love this Advent season as we press into keeping hope alive.
And this is why we do what we do. Like, people often ask us, what do you mean a church for people who don't go to church? Well, it's just that thing, like, we love our city and we want the love and the hope of God to spill out into our hearts. But that is a type of love that is not, God's not meager on his love. He's not affected by cutbacks or anything. And his love is lavish, so it fills us up to a point of overflowing. So when we hear about all these things, whether it's Space to Talk or the big carol sing, or when I hear stories from you about just what it means to be a good neighbor, or nearly a good citizen of our city, and where you're saying, like, I'm going to invest locally, I'm going to bless locally, I'm going to shop locally. All of these things are blessing the city. These are helping the city to thrive, and that's why we're alive. So, like, I love that we're part of a church community that has put together, I think, about 12 hampers, maybe a few more, for people who just aren't going to get anything really this Christmas, but you have turned up. You have stood in the gap between people who are crying out saying, is there any hope? I'm in despair. Is there anybody there? And you have turned up and saying, yeah, God is here. And it looks like a hamper. And you've turned up for those who've been helping on a Friday. You've been turned up saying, I'm here. I see you. And I've got space to listen. We've got space to talk. So the big carol sing, this is going to be special. 20th of December from 6 p.m. onwards, Radio Cumbria, they're like the DJs of the night, and about 6:15 they're going to be playing Silent Night. And we encourage you to come to the front of your home, be safe, 2 meters and all that, but they're going to put Silent Night on and light a candle. And this is a great opportunity to knock on your neighbour, see how they are, and ask them if they need anything, or give them a candle and say, come help bring a bit of life and keep a bit of hope alive in the city.
Yeah, and guys, also globally, we just recognise that this has been a really hard season for those across the world, and our friends over in India, Kat and Mary, are doing a phenomenal job of working with those who just don't have much at all, and we would love to give a generous gift as a community. Guys, we are working on our budgets for 2021, and that includes increased giving towards global gifts from our central funds, and one of the places that we want to support further is Love the One, and we're going to have the opportunity to connect more with Kat and Mary through video calling and things like that, to hear about what it is that they're about and what they're up to, so that we can come behind them. So let's come behind them this Christmas time and support them over in India. And folks, we are just really deeply excited for the journey the Father has for us in the coming months, and we would love for us to be praying together. What does this look like as the church emerges, but not that the church is stopped in any way, shape or form, but that we are going to get to be truly ourselves in beautiful ways as we re-emerge, and how we're going to utilise spaces and places, how we're going to find spacious places for more in our community. So one thing just to let you know is that we've started a first time mamas group, which is gathering virtually just now, and we're excited to see how that's going to emerge in the year ahead. So let's keep pressing in, let's gather with other people able to walk together, to talk together, to do life together, and to journey with Jesus.
We really see like the fire pit coming to be one of the central places, the gathering space for that. So if you need a fire pit, we can help.
Make one.
Yeah. Take your spare tire off, cut off the tire, and just
washing machine drum, take it out and put some fire in.
Right, one last thing.
Okay, on the 20th of December, we're so excited that we're going to have a drive-through. Some of you already have switched off and are thinking, I don't want to come. But the thing is that this is another point of us keeping hope alive. So we're going to tell the Christmas story in a really fun way. We're going to have an opportunity for you to receive resources to fuel you up for the season. I want to double dog dare you to come along to the drive-through.
Double dog dare?
And just enjoy.
Can't get out of that.
Seeing other people's faces. The team love it because they get to see more people's faces. So if you want to join the team, you're going to have to be quick because the spaces are filling up fast. But this is just an opportunity on December the 20th for you to sign up, sign in, and come and join a drive-through full of hope, and to invite your neighbours along too.
One of the highlights from the last one was a couple had brought their neighbour along, and the neighbour was so just overwhelmed by it all, they haven't stopped going on about it. Yeah. They've never connected to church, but they have now. So we're excited.
So while you can't do that with people in your car this time, you can do that by being a pedestrian ticket. And if we have more pedestrians, that's totally fine. There'll be groups of 6, and we're going to keep everything COVID safe and PPE and all that kind of crack. Anyway, guys, we just wanted to touch base and say hi. We hope that this wee message finds you well.
And big notice, there might even be a new fancy dress on that drive-through.
Or a few, yeah. Bless you tons. Lovely to speak to you.
See you soon.